And once more, welcome back everybody, watching and listening. I think right after the last game, the last replay that I cast, I played against Steel Scene again. I guess it was just the time of day that nobody else really was on and we were meeting each other again. I'm going for a Fortified Specialist with Arclight Stormcrawlers. You add some Crawlers into that mix and it's really good. My opponent is going for a unit composition that I think is going to get crushed by the Arclights alone. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure at least that if you go for Crawlers and Mustangs against just 3 Arclights, the Arclights might just be able to clear everything up. I would have to test though. I mean, these are fortified Arclights, so they're going to be better than usual. Anyway, let's take a look at how things are progressing. I've basically set up my units. Since I was expecting some aggro, I put my Stormcrawlers in the middle so that they can move towards the other side more quickly. Though that is not what's happening here. My opponent is going stock standard like I am. Technically he has chaff clear, but against not Fangs, these Mustangs are really not good chaff clear without levels. They need to be significantly ahead in the game to clear Crawlers. Anyway, chaff is gone. Stormcrawlers against Marksmen. Pretty good fight in my favor here. All my Stormcrawlers survive, all the other units get destroyed. So it's 400 damage. Round number 2, instant reinforcements. You have some Fangs, but I don't really want them at level 2. Sabers and Sledges and Scorpions. Well, we will see what happens here. I don't even remember what I took. Ah, okay, I took the Scorpion. I guess that's reasonable. If I remember correctly, my thought process was that the Scorpion is going to at least be able to compete with everything here. Though the same can be said for the Saber. I guess I'm just more the Scorpion guy. He took the sledges and added another pack of them. I guess that's a really good amount of HP in the way now. Oh, a third pack of sledges even. And some chaff in the middle. Though I'm pretty sure that it would have been better to throw some crawlers here, at least earlier on. It does leave my units very much so exposed. The marksman on the left does not immediately lock onto the Arclight. So the Arclight can actually do a good amount of chaff clear. Meanwhile on the other side it's the Scorpion that's doing the chaff clear. And in the middle the sledges are kinda reigning supreme right now. Scorpion moves in. Will it shoot the... No, it will not shoot the marksman immediately. It won't shoot the marksman at all. Apparently it's decided that the sledges are juicier. Finally it takes the marksman out. The sledges move in. They are under Stormcrawler fire. But probably not for much longer. Yeah, under the tower degradation they can move in on the Stormcrawlers and basically two-shot them all. My Scorpion is going for the other tower and it's coming back, but time is running out. 20 more seconds, technically. They get the tower and that means it's gonna be a draw. I wouldn't even be sure if the Scorpion under the tower degradation can beat those sledges. We do have Underground Threat, Improved Wasp, Assault Fortress, Improved War Factory. Yeah, it's Underground Threat for both of us. I do also go in for Replicate. The question is, where does he drop? If he drops him in the middle, these crawlers should be going back. Okay, he drops him here. Does he also go for Replicate? Like, Crawler Spawn and Replicate is a really powerful combo. It costs you 350 bucks to pull it off, but it can definitely win you a round. I guess in that sense it is kind of similar to the nuke. Anyway, Steel Sane did not apparently go for the replicate button. So my crawlers are going to win the exchange by a lot. All of his sledges are pulled back and a lot of Stormcaller fire is nowhere near the front. His crawlers did win back there, probably because there wasn't really enough to deal with the chaff clear of the sledges. Speaking of chaff clear, the arc light in the middle is down and the crawlers are kinda pushing in. There isn't really much to stop them. These couple of fangs, well, I am getting a tower now. So I guess the Stormcrawlers will be able to AoE all of them out of existence. Meanwhile, the tide of crawlers is moving in on the other tower. And that means it's cleanup time. Crawlers themselves are taking the sledges out. It is a decent amount of damage, but it also is tempo play. It doesn't really get you that far. Tech Specialist, Assault Scorpion, Absorption Module, Sticky Oil Bomb. Sticky Oil Bomb for Skill Sane, apparently. And it's Tech Specialist for me. I guess I did buy one tech. Oil is coming in on the left. Okay. So, what do I do? What do I do? I think this was the time where I decided that Mass Stormcaller is going to be the name of my game. But I'm not entirely sure. Range Marksman? Ah no, okay. Mass Scorpion apparently is what I've decided to take for the moment. Well, there is a level 2 Scorpion here, and that can definitely do some damage. Instant blocks, however, on the Marksman. I did not have any chaff in the middle to block for that. Which is a big mistake. Definitely a big mistake. On the sides, it is still looking pretty good. Crawlers are still going to town, replicating a tiny bit at least. But the level 2 has been destroyed. There is no more Scorpions left. And the Stormcrawlers are all level 1s, so the sledges don't really care all that much. At least for this round, I get completely pushed. The Mustangs probably, yeah, they got a level. And there now is the looming threat of oil, and what do you get? You get fire. A lot of fire, actually. He did play the fire badgers last round. I guess Wraiths aren't really it, and the Sandworm isn't either. Vulcan and Fire Badger kinda get countered by Scorpions. If I had to guess, I'd say Vulcan for my opponent. I know what I go for. I knew it before I picked it here in the replay. I'm going for the Sandworm. Because as you've probably read the title of this video, it's going to be Quad Tech Sandworm Insanity. So here's the quad techs that I have. My Sandworm has Mech Rage, Armor Enhancement, Underground Maintenance, and Sandstorm. And I do add some Phoenixes, so that I have firepower that isn't hampered by the Sandworms themselves. Because the Sandstorm will shut off range on many units if it hits it, and damage as well. But these Phoenixes don't care because they're air units. So they will just continue to shoot. Also, getting some Phoenixes to deal heavier damage against the sledges isn't bad either. Chaff in the middle. This issue has been somewhat solved, but not completely. At least one of the Scorpions gets to live longer. But the Marksmen have level to level 2, and they are definitely... I don't know, were they level 1 last round? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, that was a really fat explosion. Sandworm is tanking for everything. However, this is a pretty big Vulcan. It's probably going to ignite. Actually, there isn't anything left to ignite. I don't even know how it is possible that that Vulcan never ignited the oil. Anyway, let's speed this one up. My Phoenixes, well, one Phoenix alive, actually gets the Marksman. Can't get anything else. There's only my Sandworm and some Stormcrawlers left. But the Stormcrawlers are actually gunning away. Alright, level 2 Vulcan against level 2 Worm. Surely that has to go in favor of the Worm. Yeah, it does. And it's not the one Stormcaller that was putting in all the DPS. That worm won me the round, no doubt about it, and it instantly leveled to level 3. We have a nuke incoming, but also barrier, tank, or steel ball production. Since my opponent last round decided to round 4 nuke me, I decided to round 6 nuke him this time around. I think if I put it on the right, there's a risk that I nuke my own worm. If I put it on the left, the Vulcan is going to survive. It has the health for that. I decided to throw it in the middle in order to get rid of all of these sledges. And the marksman here in the middle. I think it's overall passable value. And since I don't want to get many more ground units with short range, I decided to throw on some extra Stormcallers. These Stormcallers should help with chaff clear, should deal good damage against the Vulcans, and I am kinda hoping that they stay far enough behind so that they won't get sandstormed and lose their range. That would be kinda bad if it happens. Anyway, these marksmen are now officially the longest range unit in the game. They have range and elite. Some of them are level 3. We have more marksmen here. The Vulcans do have best partner as well. Nuke in the middle hits, eliminates everything that is there. We do have steel ball production for Steel Zane. This is also a spawning tech that has no limits. I have almost pushed through on the left, on the right. My opponent has a push through on the other side. Steel ball production is really bad for me, at least. I do still have my sandworm though, the big one. It eats the tower. And then it proceeds to eat the marksman and Stormcaller clump. It does eat the steel balls and will momentarily lock onto the Vulcan, but just as it does, 2 more steel balls spawn and actually win the round despite the nuke.